Hello everyone, I'm Joshua William Gelb and welcome to Theater in Quarantine. It is Thursday, April 8th and it is 7 o'clock here in New York City. On behalf of myself, my co-creative director Katie Rose McLaughlin, and all of Theater in Quarantine's collaborators, I want to thank you for tuning in. Well, today you are about to see a very exciting experiment. We will be performing The Gas Heart by Tristan Tzara. 100 years ago, in 1921, the Romanian-born French poet and essayist wrote The Gas Heart, exemplifying the Dadaist movement, which, in the wake of a world war and, yet another devastating pandemic, rejected not only the concept of art, but the concept of meaning itself. Now, we are all too familiar with nonsense these days. Maybe that's part of what attracted us to the piece. Well, that and, of course, the technical challenge that you are about to witness. It's been a whole year since I converted the closet behind me into the Theater in Quarantine. And in that time, we have pushed way past the limits of this tiny confinement to grow and expand what one person can do in this closet. Now, in addition to collaborating with over 65 different artists, we've projected performers into the closet and even remoted other performers into remote closets. Now, last June, we premiered The Seventh Voyage of Egon Tichy, a show that featured 26 versions of me interacting with myself. Now, of course, we pre-recorded all but one of those versions. But as we continue to pursue a more rigorous approach to liveness in digital performance, we are beyond thrilled to present to you this experiment tonight. Here tonight, I will perform the entirety of Tzara's Gas Heart, all 6 characters, all entirely live. Now, this is not a film or a pre-recorded broadcast. This is happening right now, in a closet, in my apartment. Now, in fact, as soon as I press this button right here, I'll start capturing loops that will be used throughout the show. A live sampling, if you will. Now, before we get started, if you like what you see tonight, please feel free to give us a donation, big or small. You can do so at any point during the show, right in the chat. Or you can click the link in our description, which goes to our tax-deductible Fractured Atlas page. Now, any and all proceeds go directly to the artists whose work you're about to see tonight. You can also subscribe to our YouTube channel to stay up to date on all things TiQ. Okay, I think we're almost ready. Tonight's show will be about 35 minutes. If you want to say hi to me and Katie Rose and the composer Alex Weston and the visual designer Marika Kent, we will be around afterwards to chat about the process and the piece, and we're happy to answer any questions you put in the chat. All right, let's get started. Are you ready? As soon as I press this button, anything can happen. And anything might. Hey, you! choose vibrators, radiators. Hey there, everybody. This happened to me earlier today, too, when I restarted my computer. For some reason, it just doesn't want to get that very first loop. Luckily, we just started, so I'm just gonna restart. Okay? Thanks very much. Okay, I think we might have it. Let me double check that you're seeing everything correctly. Yes, good. Okay. As I said, anything can happen. Here we go. Hey, you! statues, vibrators, radiators, vibrators, radiators, vibrators, radiators, vibrators, radiators, vibrators, radiators, and the wind, responsive to various mathematical illusions. Cigar, pimple, nose. 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 He loved her abbreviations. Eyes replaced by belly buttons, breathless. Mr. My God is an excellent journalist. Rock hard and wet. A dead hello hung in the air. What a sad year. The conversation's boring, isn't it? Yes, isn't it? Really boring, isn't it? Yes, isn't it? Naturally, isn't it? Evidently, isn't it? Boring, isn't it? Yes, isn't it? Evidently, isn't it? Yes, isn't it? Really boring, isn't it? Yes, isn't it? Naturally, isn't it? Evidently, isn't it? Boring, isn't it? Yes, isn't it? Evidently, isn't it? Yes, isn't it? Hey, you! The man with the star-shaped mole. Where are you running? I'm running to the next good day. I'm horny for last week. I'm swallowing my wallet, singing at the finish line. Love has no finish line. No starter pistol. It's just bobbing for hard-boiled hearts. Hey, you! The man screaming like a fat pearl. What are you eating? Unfortunately, it's more than 2 years since I began the hunt, but one gets used to the hunger. I mean, the dead could be attempting again to live, but since the last emperor died, the importance of things just decreases every day. Hey, you! Down there! The man with the sores from sea silk shackles. The man with all the whining for pockets too full. The upstart sourdough starter, where are you from? The bark of the tree of knowledge keeps all the worms dry, but it's the rain that keeps the clock of organized poetry ticking. Absorbent cotton ball futures. Another puppet buoyed by blisters ubiquitous. For the porcelain flower, we play a virgin violin. No cherry trees. Death is brief and baked over asphalt with a capital T for trombone. Hey, you! Hey, 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 hey! Mandarin orange and white from Spain. I kill myself, Madeleine. So, the eye says to the mouth, "Oh, Open wide, please, for a little eye candy.
Mandarin orange and white from Spain. I kill myself, Madeleine.
I hear that pressed mimosa indicates a promising potential for a new vaccine. It's getting hot in here, isn't it? It gets hot in the summer. The beauty of your face is a certified precision chronometer.
Mandarin orange and white from Spain. I kill myself, Madeleine.
The little hand points to the left ear. The right eye, the forehead, the eyebrow, the forehead, the eyebrow, the left ear, the left eye, the lips, the chin, the neck. Clytemnestra, the minister's wife, was looking out the window, passing cellos and carriages of black tea, the crisp air, the swelling caress. You are beautiful, Clytemnestra. Your crystalline skin awakens our sexual curiosity. You're as gentle and cool as 2 meters of white silk. Clytemnestra, my teeth are chattering. You're married. I'm cold, I'm anxious, I'm green. I'm a little flower. I'm the gas meter. I'm afraid. You're married. My teeth are chattering. When will you have the pleasure of watching the lower barrel of a gun close in upon my chalked lung? Without hope. Without family.
Mandarin orange and white from Spain. I kill myself, Madeleine.
Clocking your masochist tendencies, I'm turning off the tap. The hot and cold water of my sparkling personality can no longer quench the pursuit of your perspiration. Be it true love, whatever. His neck is skinny, but his foot is huge. So huge, he can drum, no problem, his toes upon his distended gut, which itself has already been used as the official game ball in a couple bouts of rugby. But he's much more than just the pieces that comprise him. Simple men produce houses, important men, monuments. Yes, but, yes, but, yes, but, yes, but. Where? How much? Why? Now, these are monuments. Justice is a monument. Beautiful when it's working, like a nervous tick or religion. Yes, but, yes, but, yes, but, yes, but. In the lake, twice dipped in the sky, in the bearded sky, we found a lovely morning. I mean, the point's gone between nostrils, the sour taste of a weak electric current. You know, that taste which at the entrance to salt mines turns to zinc, to rubber, to cloth, reflexive grimace. One night, while out for a night, we found a loose little bit of night. It was called a good night. Yes, but, yes, but, yes, but, yes, but. Look out! The hero shouted as plumes of smoke from the enemy camp tied itself in knots, rising upwards to the belly of God. Yes, but, yes, but, yes, but, yes, but. Distracted, the thief turned into a suitcase. So the philosopher would say it was therefore the suitcase that stole the thief. The waltz was playing continuously. If it is continuous, then it wasn't was. But it was waltzing. And the lovers just tore it up as worthless posters from an old wall. Yes, but, yes, but, yes, but, yes, but. We'll catch colds for all his ticking, and for each tick of life a little closer to death. It's called continuity. Yes, but, yes, but, yes, but, yes, but. Oh, never has a fisherman cast more murdered shadows under the bridges of Paris. But then, in the blink of an eye, it struck noon. Its tears concealed in encrypted telegrams. he fell flat as tinfoil. A few sips, a few memories, a few pages certifying the cruelty of ardent and actual animalia. The wind rips through curtains of nothing. His stomach filled with foreign currency. Nothing drinks nothing. The air has come with blue eyes. It's why he's always popping aspirin once a day at least to numb the obscurity. We still have time. Unfortunately, time isn't the problem. Time can grow a mustache like everyone else, even women and naked mole rats. But time is now. Oh, the eyes are getting worse, but they're not quite the wrinkled purse of the miser either, are they? Aren't they? This conversation is getting boring, isn't it? Yes, isn't it? Really boring, isn't it? Yes, isn't it? Naturally, isn't it? Evidently, isn't it? Boring, isn't it? Yes, isn't it? Evidently, isn't it? Yes, isn't it? Really boring, isn't it? Yes, isn't it? Naturally, isn't it? Evidently. My God.
The round of starters orders, and they're on. And they're off first time to a pretty good break with 22 fences to jump and 3 1/4 miles to go. And the first to go on, it's all very fine. On the inside shows ahead of Hankier, 3 counties on Kelly's Honour. That's the first 4 as they jump fence number 1. All safely over that. And racing up now towards the second with Hankier on the stand side, joining It's All Very Fine. Between them and a close third, just behind, is 3 counties. Mayan Core jumps in 4, Kelly's Honour in 5, Cauchemar towards the outside of Conway Grove, and on the inside of these Nijana. Then halfway down the field, Summons, a gap of a length to the Scottish Sound, who's a half length in front of Certain Light. Then comes Omer to Call Collect, and then after the Scar of Screen, and then a 2 or 3 length gap to McNabb's Quest and Miller Hill. And the pace, a sensible one in view of the conditions this afternoon as the field for the Fox Hunters swings away now.
We're going out. We can go to the racetrack. Don't forget your camera. Well, hello there. Let the mechanized infantry handle the handshakes.
On the outside, and then comes the Muir Bay and ILLB. Through the straight they go. Tell them Lady has the advantage. They Corona Dash closing in the purple on the outside, and then flat point. They come to the wire. Tell them Lady and Corona Dash is close. Tell them Lady and Corona Dash. And then Corona Dash back to the third place for the 5 point.
Clytemnestra is supposed to be a real winner. What? You didn't know that Clytemnestra was a racehorse? Hearts are a trump suit. But the odds look promising. Don't blink, friends. The odds look good. they'll chew their words. You know, they'll play silence like an accordion. The snakes are leering, but what do you do with all the eyeballs, asks the moderator. Something's wrong. Hey, what happened? Am I frozen? Whole time or just now? Act two? Okay, I'll check. I can't hear you, hold on. Hi, Ev. Hello, all. So, looking like we're having some problems again. Yeah, the computer's frozen. That's what happened. Yep. Well, I'm afraid I might have to... This is going to be a restart of the computer. That's too bad. Hold on. Let me... So, everyone, we're going to have to restart. I'm talking to Katie Rose right now. I'm going to put you in the waiting room. Hold on. Hold on. Hey, everybody. So some good news, actually, is the whole computer did not freeze, just Isadora. You know, we're really running it through a couple rings of fire here, if that's a metaphor. So anyway, I'm restarting that right now, which is... slightly more complicated than I just thought. But I am going to be with you shortly. Please stay tuned. Everyone heard that. Hi, everybody. Sorry about that. Hi, everyone. So we're good to go and try again at the top of Act 2. I'm crossing my fingers right now. The computer can sometimes get a little unhappy. So let's all send our good vibes here. I believe. Yes, you can hear me, and you are seeing our screen. It's looking good. So we're going to scroll back and start at the top of Act 2. Here we go.
They're under starters orders, and they're off. And they're off first time to a pretty good break with 22 fences to jump and 3 1/4 miles to go. And the first to go on, it's all very fine. On the inside, shows ahead of Hankier, 3 counties on Kelly's Honour. That's the first 4 as they jump fence number 1. All safely over that. And racing up now towards the second with Hankier on the stand side, joining It's All Very Fine. Between them and a close third, just behind, is 3 counties. Mayan Core jumps in 4, Kelly's Honour in 5, Cauchemar towards the outside of Conway Grove, and on the inside of these Nijana, then halfway down the field Summons, a gap of a length to the Scottish Sound, who's a half length in front of Certain Light, then comes Omer to Call Collect, and then after the Scar of Screen, and then a 2 or 3 length gap to McNabb's Quest, and Miller Hill, and the pace, a sensible one in view of the conditions this afternoon as the field for the Fox Hunters swings away now.
Sorry, y'all. Holding. Oh, there you are.
Don't forget your camera.
Nope, that's not right. Sorry, I neglected to put in a very important loop, and so we're going to put that in. Otherwise, Act 2 is not going to do very well.
They're under starters orders, and they're off. And they're off first time to a pretty good break with 22 fences to jump and 3 1/4 miles to go. And the first to go on, it's All Very Fine. On the inside, shows ahead of Hankier, 3 counties on Kelly's Honour. That's the first 4 as they jump fence number 1. All safely over that. And racing up now towards the second with Hankier on the stand side, joining It's All Very Fine. Between them and a close third, just behind, is 3 counties. Mayan Core jumps in 4, Kelly's Honour in 5, Cauchemar towards the outside of Conway Grove, and on the inside of these Nijana, then halfway down the field Summons, a gap of a length to the Scottish Sound, who's a half length in front of Certain Light, then comes Omer to Call Collect, and then after the Scar of Screen, and then a 2 or 3 length gap to McNabb's Quest, and Miller hit. And the pace, a sensible one in view of the conditions this afternoon as the field for the fox hunters swings away now.
We're going out. We can go to the racetrack.
Don't forget your camera.
Let the mechanized infantry handle the handshakes.
On the outside, and then comes the Mirvaven ILLB. Through the straight they go. Tellum Lady has the advantage. A Corona Dash closing in the purple on the outside, and then flat point. They come to the wire. Tellum Lady, A Corona Dash is close. Tellum Lady and A Corona Dash. And then walk out back to the third place for the flat point.
Clytemnestra's supposed to be a real winner. What? You didn't know that Clytemnestra was a racehorse? Hearts are a trump suit, but the odds look promising. Don't blink, friends. The odds look good. They'll chew their words. They'll play silence like an accordion. The snakes are leering. What do you do with all the eyeballs, asks the moderator. Hunters and the curious, replies the ear. The nerves are frayed in this here toilet. Hot enough, too. Fan with a convulsion of wood. It's a little bit, but a big laugh. The drivers of mass-manufactured dreams kiss the lower lip of even lower carnivorous plants. Yes, I know. Dreams with hair. Dreams of angels. Tissue dreams and paper watches. Capital dreams of serious inaugurations. Angels in helicopters. Yes, I know. Angels of good conversation. Yes, I know. Comfortable angels. Yes, I know. Ice angels. Yes, I know. Background angels. Yes, I know. The ice is broken, said fathers to mothers in the spring of their youth, which was the right thing to say. Well, this is how the hour understands the hour. The admiral, his fleet of words, winter, children, the palm of my hand. I just want so much money! Not bad. I jumped in the fountain and I caught a goldfish. Not bad. I got my hair done. Not bad. It's nothing new. Not bad. I keep hearing there'll be another war, but I don't understand any of it. Not bad. I lost weight. Not bad. There was this guy who followed me down the street on his bike. Not bad. I'm leaving next Monday. Not bad. The wind blows, Clytemnestra. The wind blows. even on docks with broken bells. Don't look away, go on. Your eyes are pebbles, 'cause they only see rain and cold. Clytemnestra. Have you ever experienced war? Do you even comprehend the feeling of what I'm saying? We breathe the same air, don't we? We speak the same language. How much is that metal on your cursed finger? What veil of sound keeps my love songs from piercing the wax of your brain? Sure, the stone gnaws at you, your bones, your muscles. But words minced, however you slice it, will never undam the flood of your pure power. Are you familiar with the calendar of birds? What? 365 birds. Every day a bird goes off. Every hour a feather falls. Every 2 hours we write a poem. Cut it up with scissors. Meh, it's nothing new. Now there's a genius. A real poet. I don't like poetry, but you do like your booze on the rocks. Rolling landscapes like a dancer's loose curls. Ancient ruins. Witchcraft. I know. Yes, I know. Scene needs is a little more action. A weak pulse for the flower of your lung. My lung is my lung, so they're not for sale. But say no more, sir. Easter Sunday in a military prison. I don't like this scene. I prefer the country where there's room to move. Charming. I still don't get it. There's nothing to get. It is what it is. A bottleneck of ideas, the result of which is only the whip. And the whip is a forget-me-not. And the forget-me-not's a living inkwell. And the inkwell will one day, hopefully, put clothes on a doll. Your daughter is charming. You're too kind. How about those sports? This is almost a conversation. You know, I have a garage. Thank you so much. It's spring. Is it a game or a criminal offense? Now look it up, why don't you? Look it up in the Book of Love. Love cataloged over centuries by name and breast size. God, those crystalline leather flesh breasts. God. God is a nervous tick of erosion. Nervous and nimbly zipping through the province and pocket of his congregation. The mask of death is thrown at the outbreak, just like new friendship, incorrectly regarded as refined. You have a pretty head. You should make a sculpture of it, and then, you should throw a big party to, get back to nature. And everyone will stick forks in the sculpture, and we'll get stoned and talk about the good old days. Fire! Fire! Clytemnestra's on fire!
The sky is closed. My fingers open. Sewing machine manholes. The river is open. My brain is closed. Sewing machine manholes.
That would make a beautiful dress. You mean to say depression implies causal impact on the exchange rate? I'm not saying anything. What I did have to say, I hid in a hat box a long time ago.
Everyone knows you, saint of conjugal bliss.
Everyone knows you. Needlepoint of lost ideas. Crystallization. Everyone knows you. Verse, chorus, basic algebra, root of insomnia, triple ply roll. Not everyone knows me. I'm alone in a closet, and whenever I look in the mirror, I can't even see myself. But I love the birds at the end of lit cigarettes. Cats. And all the animals and vegetables. I love cats and birds and the animals and vegetables and all the symbols of Clytemnestra's courtship. Bedsheets, biscuits, the bush. I love hay. I love the young man. His sweet nothing. His sun-broken body. What if I can't love anymore? Who do you mean? I mean, anyone. I'm coming to my senses, too. The best nag in my stable's lost its oomph. We'll rehabilitate her. You're just jealous. You are beautiful, Clytemnestra. I love you with a snorkeler's clarity, his seaweed. My blood is throbbing. Your eyes are blue. Why aren't you listening, Clytemnestra? My every heckling cell is ready for you. My violent breath and every delusional hope that fate allows. Were you perhaps expecting to get to know me better? Too big, fixed, cruelly, extra large, small, short, shrill, fatuous, fabulous, interminable, ignorant, intense, delicate, fat, fashion, slim, anxious, fair, courage, skinny, obsolete, shy, pretty, basic, accommodating, profound, dishonest, ugly, dull, crude, dark, superficial, unoffensive, harmonious, smooth, stiff. Mandarin orange and white from Spain, I kill myself mad. For the racehorse Clytemnestra, 3,000. Going once. Going twice. 3 times sold. These things always end with a wedding, right? Hello, everyone. Thanks again for your patience. Really, really appreciate it. You know, this is um, a very difficult program for my computer, and you know, some days it's totally fine. We ran it twice this morning with no problems at all, and then sometimes it, you know, gets a little stage fright, like all of us. So, thanks again. Uh, Kitty Rose, give me a signal somehow. Should we try to do the talk back? I mean, it feels like, you know, 10 minutes or so would probably be a good idea just to check in because this was you know, always interesting. So I'm going to join up and see if I can bring everyone in. We'll keep it brief because ultimately we have a 9 p.m. show. But in the meantime, if you want to help us help get a new, bigger, better, faster computer, please make a donation. Really, that money goes to the collaborators. But we have two ways of donating. You can donate in the chat. You can donate at our Fractured Atlas page. Oh, fun. Also, we are, you can subscribe if you haven't done that yet. Oops. Pardon me while I multitask. All right, I think we're set up. And here then is are the collaborators from The Gas Heart. This is Katie Rose McLaughlin and Marika Kent. Katie Rose, hold on. Let me get my headphones in. Hey, Katie Rose, can you hear me?
I can. Can you hear me?
I can hear you just fine. It looks like this is
Yay.
working. Fantastic. Whew. Hey, Marika.
Hello.
So, as always, we're happy to answer a few questions if you want to put them in the chat, such as, hey, what happened? But just, you know, that's just one. Firstly, Katie Rose, anything you want to jump in with?
Just that you're amazing. I feel like I want the audience at home to know that, so I called Josh to tell him that the video wasn't working, that we couldn't see what we knew was happening. And Josh and I stayed on the phone for the entirety of the rest of the show, which was a delightful mindfuck. Because for those of you at home who don't know, it takes about 28 seconds, sometimes it's more, sometimes it's less, for it to go from Josh's apartment to YouTube. It just like takes that long to get to you. So what I was hearing was 28 seconds in the future, what was happening on my computer. Someone else posted in the chat that they were watching on two devices, which also had a little bit of a lag between the two of them. So I feel like we all had a really great data experience, is what that story was meaning to tell. Hi, Alex.
Hey, so fun fact. Yeah, so fun fact. I somehow inadvertently paused the live stream, so I never realized it went back up. So I've literally been sitting here for 40 minutes, just like, oh my god, I can't believe people are still waiting. And then you just
funny. That's so funny.
You just texted me, and I was like, oh shit, I'm so I'm gonna have to actually watch it at 9 o'clock now. I can't believe I just did that.
Oh my gosh.
I've been staring at the waiting room this entire time, like, oh my god, poor Josh, I can't believe this is taking so long.
So Alex texted me and he was like, well, if this happens again, like, what's the contingency plan? And I was like, well, we're up and running, so I think it's fine. Like, we'll talk about it later.
This missed the entire performance. I cannot believe I just did that. I'm so sorry.
We're getting questions in, and since we want to keep this one tight,
yes.
let's
sorry.
No apologies. So first off, Ethan, with everyone starting to return back to normal, what's the plan for TiQ post-pandemic? Do you see a future for this format? Whew, that's a big one. Yeah, we're going to keep going. We're working with some great organizations right now, and certainly this is a transitional moment where, we can't all just cram ourselves into a theater immediately. So digital performance is going to be part of that, and let's be honest, it's not going away. So we're going to keep going, and we're coming up with sort of new hybrid forms where we can do what you saw here, but maybe also see what none of you have seen, which is me physically in the room putting all of this together. We think that sort of behind the scenes experience could be really exciting and really up the level of theatricality, which is always what we're going for.
Totally. And also what Thomas was saying in the chat, this time has allowed people to have access to different theater groups, different types of performance. So we're hoping to like keep that moving forward as well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Was my handstand live? I mean, it was live. It wasn't great today.
That handstand. There's so many moments where I just like wish I could reach my hands through the computer screen and just like help you.
Yeah,
but that was a real
TV. Yeah, so maybe I gotta spike that TV where it needs to go. So that was rough.
Oh.
But yeah, it's all live. Everything was live. The entire thing was live. So
Can I interrupt you for just a hot second?
Sure.
Also knowing that we have to keep it short. So yes, everything's live, but we know that you're not actually in 6 places at once. Can you explain a little bit what that like video sampling is?
Sure. So, every single moment of temporal real estate is being occupied by me looping and capturing lines, bits of scenes, movement that then can be looped into larger phrases. And so what's happening during those countdowns in between each act, anytime any section is repeated, and all those repetitions are indeed in the text, all that's happening then is I am frantically moving through trying to prep and isolate moments that I can then interact with later, including every single slot machine moment, our capture moments, everything. So that's what's going on here. Is that helpful? Did I get it?
Yeah, no, you totally got it.
Okay, good.
Which also sort of answers NC dog training's question, unless there's anything else you want to add to that. What is your layout process for character looping interacting with each other?
Mm-hmm. Gosh, anything else to add there? Yeah, I think the fun thing about it is how, it's a dada play in the first place, which is kind of why we used it. We wanted something low stakes that just, didn't necessarily have to make sense in the first place. But what I'm actually performing is an entirely different dada play that's kind of inspired by the Gas Heart in real time here, which is the Gas Heart totally pulled apart and out of order, and it's a totally different piece. And so that's how we're doing it. In terms of tracking characters, it's fun. I think what I ended up learning is that it's, there are 6 different characters that emerge, but in some ways it's sort of one seamless arc where I just sort of, I transition from character to character in a sort of very nonlinear way. What else?
Also, NC Dog Training says would love any behind the scenes, and I'll just give you a heads up that behind the scenes will be posted probably tomorrow, maybe Saturday. That'll give you a little sneak peek behind all of our rehearsals with all of the collaborators here, and a little bit more about like how we made the piece.
Absolutely.
And also, of course, like come back to the 9 o'clock show, and we'll do a much longer talk back.
Absolutely.
After that one.
Also, I have high hopes that it'll just work at the 9 o'clock, because we don't usually have as bad tech problems at 9, which is always bizarre. So one has to wonder if it's an internet bandwidth thing. Anyway, Caradot says that someone from Apple should give us a laptop, and I say yes to that, and maybe something a little bigger than a laptop would be nice too.
Yes. Yes.
Thank you, Apple, wherever you are, if you're listening. How did you coordinate loops flawlessly without talking over yourself at some points? Well, as always with Theater in Quarantine, we perform everything in ear. It's how we synchronize with the video and the sound. And so this one was just, a very elaborate program in which audio cues are cueing that are going into my ear are also cueing the loop captures. I press that button at the beginning of every act. You may be familiar with composers who do audio sampling more regularly, or singer-songwriters, and that's basically what we're doing, except I'm not pressing the button. It's all, automated as part of the computer program.
Mark Singer says the bad tech problems actually fit the tone.
Thank you. I mean, speaking to that, I want to just throw something to Marika. Speaking of the tech problems and the tone, talk a bit about the process here. I would love Marika and Alex just to jump in on that.
That's what I was going to say. That was my suggestion. We're on the same page.
Hey. Flawless segue. I mean, I will say watching it, it was like kind of fun to be surprised, having come to expect to see a certain thing. And the spirit of Dada, being surprised how much it all made sense when the overall concept was kind of about like an absence of content and like placeholders and this container in which, things were missing. So, yeah. And then maybe to just, dive a little bit more toward the question you were just asking. I'll share that, I found that working in this mode of Dada was like so counterintuitive in this way, because I, like, as a visual artist, have such an impulse to like take text and figure out how to like support it like in kind of a literal way. And so to instead ask ourselves, okay, if the Dada experiment is what produced this text from this writer, like what is, how do we represent that same gesture visually, as opposed to how do we take pieces of the text and explain them with visuals or support them with visual or that kind of mode of working. So that was sort of a fascinating experiment for me, and that was really fun.
Alex?
Well, I mean, despite my technical trouble of not actually seeing it because I did my stream wrong.
Oh, you saw it twice today.
Yeah, I've seen it twice today, and I'm going to see it a third time again at 9. What's sort of interesting about working in Dada in this way is it's just the lack of meaning in a weird way doesn't mean a lack of rules and a lack of world. Like, because there still is a world being built, even if the world doesn't have meaning, and it's like it's impossible to have something utterly devoid of any context. And so to that end, with the tech troubles also in mind, like this one thing I did when writing the music for this was I kind of wanted to inject a weird kind of humanity to it with the music. And one way I sort of did that was like when I'm scoring stuff, often like I find myself using sample libraries or software or synthesizers or things like that, and I really didn't want to do that for this project. So I wanted everything to be played like on my piano right here, like even if it was processed and affected and things like that. You can kind of see like I took the face off of my piano, and a lot of the effects I was using were things like muting it with my hands, plucking it, putting painter's tape between the hammers, which is not I'm not the first person by any stretch to do that, but I just kind of wanted to have like connected but sort of disjointed conversations between many overdubs in the piano, sort of the same way that even those characters, like there's still meaning and coherence, that there's characters talking to each other even if the words they're saying are gibberish and disconnected. Like there still is the world of a conversation, and that's why I kind of wanted everything like in the world of the piano. Like I wanted a very low tech addition to our very high tech show. I don't know if that answers the question in any way, shape, or form, but I tried to.
No, that's incredible, and we will talk later after the second performance. Unfortunately, we do have to wrap it up, but I want to thank all of you for sticking with us because we got through it, and it's it's a work in progress always, and this is truly we're putting an enormous amount of pressure on this machine, and it's pretty impressive that it can handle it in the first place. I'm going to see if I can do any tweaking to make its life a little bit easier between now and 9 o'clock when we're back. Please join us again if you want to see the whole thing through, crossing fingers that it happens. And also, please share the link with people so that people will join us at the 9 p.m. Thank you all so much. Thank you, Alex Weston. Thank you, Marika Kent. Thank you, Katie Rose McLaughlin. I am Joshua William Gelb, and we got one more to go. Second time's the charm. Thanks so much. Have a great night.